Get it, Jojo. Get that. Get that. Get that. Get that. Yeah. Aw. There you go, buddy. There you go, buddy. This is Jojo. Jojo taking care of you, Bandit. I know. Joey's got you. He's just like Smokey. Who would have thought you would turn into that horse? Smoke would grab anyone that was stuck or stressed, the horses. And I always had my Trinity around to protect me, and Joey grew up with that influence. But Smokey would grab almost every horse at some point like this, whether we had stopped or we were walking. So I believe Joey knows what he's doing. It's not just play. He's been here the whole time. He's left his morning hay just to stand here and watch us work. Bandit is definitely going through a phase where he doesn't understand why we're doing all of this. Nervous system regulation rehab work, which is in the lunge mostly, at the lunge and change of direction and backwards S and all the techniques and strategies. And then the riding, he comes and picks me up beautifully to get on. I'll film this in a little bit, but we had a little meltdown yesterday and a come to Jesus, meaning you can't just have a meltdown and flip out on me because you're done. But I want him to, I'd rather have that than a horse that's obviously afraid and decides to bolt and buck. So I'd rather have a horse that just kind of hits their limit, whether it's frustration, overwhelm, not confusion. I don't believe I confuse horses. I take way too much time, dwell time, and really making sure they process and stay connected. But definitely they can get frustrated. And I don't take that personally. That's just the nature of developing a young horse. And even though he's 8, oh, look at that mouth going. That's stress. This is good because Joey's confining him. And that's one of the biggest challenges Bandit has, is being confined. I have very light hands, but when I need to steer him, I will show him with stronger contact and push him forward and leave him alone again. Because if you constantly ride a horse's face, especially a young one, you're going to totally blow him. But yeah, this is their flight zone. Their head is their flight zone. Thank you, Joe. He's doing his magic. And you could see Bandit, there was no reason for Bandit to do the mouth release, as I call it, where they open up. They don't grind their teeth, but they open up and just like simulate a grind. He's doing it right now. You just can't see it. See it? Yep. So they do that when they're really stressed and they are releasing. So this is why I always like to have at least one of my schoolmasters with me when I'm developing a young horse and rehabilitating. Because this was done to Joey. This was done to Joey by Legend and Smokey back in the day. Yeah, sure was. So your horses know best. But yeah, when Bandit gets frustrated, it's not confused, because like I said, I go really slow and I have lots of building blocks and lots of dwell time, step by step. But when he gets frustrated, like he's done, or yeah, he doesn't want to try anymore, he'll stop and paw, that hit or strike out. And twice he's done a little rear. Once he did a little rear, and that was last Friday, and today is Wednesday, and then yesterday, Tuesday, he did that all at once, and then tried to do a little buck, a little hump, threw his nose down, and he's so easy, right, to just jump off. So I jumped off, I corrected that, spun him around, popped his butt a couple times with my little dressage whip here, and he looked at me like, oh my gosh, and I said, let's go, I'm getting right back on. But we're gonna have some dwell time, so you can sit there and decompress, you know, get all that adrenaline out of his nervous system, decompress, lick and chew, which he did, and then we had the best ride we ever had. Yep, I'll take Joey off of him in a minute. This has been really good. He's wanted to take me, today's the first day that Bandit has tried taking me to the mounting block twice to get off. And that's been a challenge, meaning when I start new horses, we start at the mounting block and we end at the mounting block. And this is a wild horse though. This is part, oh look at him loving, he was muzzling his eye. This is part of developing any wild horses. Their instincts for self-preservation are so strong. They're different than a domesticated horse. Like you could say, oh, well, a domesticated horse's instincts are just as strong, but which one do they mostly use? Their flight. They're overreactive. Wild horses don't overreact. They think, and then they hunker down. And so you need to give them, it's like a stallion, you need to give them so much respect, more respect, in regards to figuring it out and asking for them to join you. Now, Bandit's kind of had a double whammy. He's wild, instincts are strong and pure, but he's also had a lot of trauma in the little bit of captivity that he's had. Good. He has an indentation on his forehead, so he's definitely, and he came to me like that. And so there's no scar, but something happened. And all right, there's the mouth again. And you couldn't put a halter on him, you couldn't touch his face, so something's happened. All right, Joe, I appreciate all your help, but we're gonna go now.